The ugly duckling. Once upon a time, in a distant land, there was a dazzling lake. By the shores of this lake, a family of ducks lived. The mother duck carefully tended to her 3 beautiful ducklings. However, the smallest one was different from the others. Its feathers were rougher and duller compared to the rest. The other ducklings would call it ugly. The ugly duckling was deeply affected by these words and always felt lonely. One day, it decided to meet the other birds on the lake. However, upon seeing it, the other birds would laugh and tease it. Saddened, it fled to the other side of the lake. Several days passed, and the ugly duckling could no longer bear its loneliness. When a flock of migrating birds flew over the lake, it joined them. The migrating birds accepted it without caring about its differences. The ugly duckling found happiness with this new friendship and flew to distant lands with the migrating birds. During the journey, the ugly duckling gradually gained confidence. Seeing how the other birds accepted it gave it inner strength and courage. Eventually, when the migration was over, the ugly duckling had transformed into a dazzling swan, brimming with self-assurance. Upon returning, the other ducks at the lake didn't recognize it. It was no longer an ugly duckling but a magnificent swan. The other swans admired its beauty and welcomed it with love. The ugly duckling had come to understand that true beauty lies not in outward appearance but in inner beauty. And accepting oneself as they are is most important. By overcoming the exclusion based on its outward appearance, the ugly duckling discovered its inner beauty and found true happiness. Once upon a time, in the far realms, there lived a prince in peace and prosperity. The prince, a renowned hero named Prince Alex, was a handsome and brave young man who had won the love of his people. One day, an ill-intentioned sorcerer arrived at the borders of the kingdom. This sorcerer sought to seize the kingdom and enslave its people. However, Prince Alex took action to protect his people and decided to wage war against the sorcerer. Prince Alex gathered an army consisting of the finest warriors of the realms. Armed with a powerful sword and shield, the prince set out with his army to find the sorcerer's sanctuary. Along the way, they faced many dangers and challenges, but Prince Alex, with his courage and wisdom, overcame every obstacle. Eventually, they reached the sorcerer's sanctuary. The sorcerer attempted to protect himself with dark spells, but Prince Alex's courage and determination would not allow it. After a long and arduous battle, Prince Alex defeated the sorcerer and saved the kingdom. The people were filled with gratitude towards Prince Alex. They organized a grand celebration, and peace and happiness once again prevailed in the realms. Prince Alex continued to rule in the realms as a hero who had earned the love of his people. Thus, thanks to Prince Alex's courage and determination, the kingdom remained safe with the victory against the malevolent sorcerer. Prince Alex continued to be elevated in the eyes of the people of the realms as an exemplary leader and savior. The story of Prince Alex is an example of how courage and belief can overcome any adversity. This hero prince, who saved the realms, became a legendary tale that everyone recounted with admiration and was immortalized in history. In the 7 dwarfs, in a distant kingdom, there lived a happy king and queen. However, the queen couldn't have a child. Every day, she would sit by the window, dreaming of the baby she wished for. One winter day, the queen dreamed of a beautiful baby girl with cheeks and lips like cherries, and hair as black as a raven's. When she woke up, a bird brought her a flower. But as the queen reached for it, she pricked her finger on the rose thorn, and a drop of blood fell on the snow, giving rise to a rose bush. Over time, the garden filled with roses, and the queen became pregnant. The baby was born and was as beautiful as she had dreamt. However, shortly after giving birth, the queen died. Years later, the king married a queen from a distant land. This new queen was very beautiful, but she was actually a wicked witch with secret plans. She had a hidden room that she never opened to anyone, with a mysterious mirror inside. She would consult this mirror to carry out her evil plans, asking it what she should do first. This queen was actually very old and ugly. To stay beautiful, she brewed a potion from roses, which kept her appearance youthful. She was truly wicked and jealous, unable to bear anyone being more beautiful than her. Every time she stood before her mirror, she would ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" And the mirror would reply, "You are the fairest, my queen." Years passed, the king fell ill and passed away, leaving the queen in charge, which made her very happy. She gathered all her supporters, and Snow White was taken into custody because the queen saw her as a threat. Snow White cared for the birds, insects, and animals, and everyone loved her. One day, the queen stood before her mirror again and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" When the mirror replied, "You are, my queen," she became so enraged that she almost smashed the mirror. When she asked who else was fairer, Snow White